I remembered to press the button. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I realized there was one more edit I wanted to do. I didn't get done. We're going to have to do it for next time. I totally forgot about it. I thought I did it, but it's not working. So I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, I'm in a mining kick, right? We're going to be doing some mining and farm sim, kind of sort of mining, but you know, the whole gold processing thing, right? And then Bruce and McGarrett got me into Out of Ore, and I've been playing that on my own. Let me know in the comments below or in the chat if you guys want to see me stream that. It's super addictive. And actually really what I was looking for. And I'll talk about that in a minute, but let's get started. Boop, 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 turn the music's down. All right, so we're gonna actually do an empty slide. You can see why I love editing maps, because I can do stuff like this. So we're gonna do new farmer. We're gonna do hard. We're gonna get a starting loan of $1 million and start money of $100,000. And we're gonna go to Elk River mining, which is my own version of Elk River, right? And I'll show you what I made and I'll show you what I did, but you'll see what happens. We're gonna deselect a bunch of stuff. I've been playing this already with like lots of stuff turned off. We're not using precision stupid farming. We're not going to we might use auto drive later, but I'm not going to use it now. We're not using these. I don't know why these are here. We might use them eventually. Don't need that. Don't need that. Give me just a minute to like, I don't know, decide. No, that one was stupid. Got a bunch of my mods in here. Easy dev, farmland cost by difficulty. This thing this fast discharge and capacity boost, I haven't really figured out how that works. Honestly, it's been in my multiple playthroughs now at this point, but I don't even know how it works. So yeah, I'm freaking confused. Well, I'll leave the JCB stuff in here. I might use it. I'm not sure. We're definitely not going to use that. We're not going to use that. We're not going to use that. We already picked our truck. I'm not going to use the Colossus pack for now. Don't need the Montana stuff. I don't know why that's here. And then these are the stuff that come with the game, Elk River. I haven't actually checked his latest streams to see if he released the ranch set yet. The ranch like house or the barn. I'm hoping he does soon. We don't need it right away. We won't need it for a little while. So I'm going to leave these here like that. Store. I'll leave that. I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. Blah. Sure. Start. Don't care. All right. So the cool thing is what I did is I actually created my own. I edited the map from his last version and I created it so it's kind of portable. So like if he makes an update, I can just take all the stuff I did, the folder I did, put it into the new copy of the map if he updates it, and hopefully everything will work, or most everything. I have fixed a bunch of stuff in the map that we talked about during the map tour. So when we did the map tour, I was talking about a few things that I just didn't like. And I fixed all of those things that I just didn't like. And I'll show you what they were, right? So we're going to go with a new outfit just for funsies. And we are here at the start. Now this is Elk River. We've talked about this before. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to slow down our time just a little bit. I'm going to go into F12 and remove $90,000. We're going to make this a real hard start. So I've only got 10 grand. And I have $1 million loan. So if we go into our banking tab, which is somewhere here, I don't remember where, finances, we have $1 million loan. So we do have some vehicles to start with, and I'll show you what those vehicles are. But we do starting with 10 grand. And actually we're going to pick this up, and I don't know how much this is going to give me. That gave me $20,000. So we're starting with 30. So a $30,000. Can you guys hear me? Crap. My controller just died. Oh well. Anyways, we're going to start off with this truck. This is kind of a cool truck. I don't know why. I like the dualies, and I like the look of it. And this is one of the most configurable trucks that I've seen in a long time. If we look at the International Series 200 automatic, and I mean, look at all of these colors. Like so many things you can color in this thing. It's pretty fantastic, and it has universal auto load, which is great. So, yeah, it's a really configurable truck. I like it. It's fun. We're not going to edit it. We're just going to get in and drive. Now, the one thing... Oh, it just died for a minute. That was weird. Holy crap, this truck is loud. The one thing that I wanted to fix were these rocks. See how this rock right here, see how you just phase right through it? I wanted to fix that. And maybe I'll try to fix it for next time, because I want this road to be as bumpy as possible. And obviously these bigger rocks, there's collisions, sort of. Like they're, I don't know, there's something weird going on with the collisions on the rocks and stuff. I was hoping that they would all have collisions and that this trip would be very bumpy. And also these big rocks that are beside the path, I think they should be breakable. If they're not, we should make them be breakable, because that would be cool. But anyways, we're gonna drive down the mountain road. This is the standard Elk Mountain Road. I didn't actually edit the map. The one thing I did edit though, and it take a significant amount of time. Probably spent about 3 hours doing it. This was all before my vacation last week, but I spent about 3 hours editing the map to change the farmlands. So if we look over here, come up to here and look at our farmlands. It looks the same as the regular map, but it's not. So like the forests before would go across the road. Now I personally, when I'm picking forests to buy, I don't want it to go across the road. I want to pick the left side of the road or the right side of the road. And so I updated the plots of land that you start with to kind of contour to the terrain more than just arbitrary straight lines. Now, when you get into this area, you get a little bit more of the arbitrary straight lines, but you kind of have to because it's such a huge forest. And same with down here. This whole area down here, which is going to kind of, I'm hoping to be our second area. I updated it so that the blocks kind of fit with the land. And the reason why like 20 are these are all forestry areas, and these are all kind of grassy plains. Whoops, no, I didn't want to buy that. And then also I actually made all of the land buyable, whereas it's not actually all buyable in the main game, so that you can actually expand and do a lot more stuff with the map. That's the way I want to play it. That's the other big thing that I changed. And then as we come down here, come up to where our plot of land is, right? This has the fixed grass, not the one that I did, the one that he did. It still works. I did test it. But all of this land, this grassland here, is all buyable. So the difference with the main map is the main map, the default Elk Mountain, you only get like that little plot of land up there and this little plot of land down here and the mine. But I wanted to start with all of the grass around it. So in case I want to do some grass work, or I want to expand and add some more productions, or I wanted to set up a farmhouse or whatever, I wanted to be able to buy land like as if it's land. But I wanted to start with a little bit more land. And then we'll go into the other changes I made. So we're starting this as if this is the way we're playing it. We're going to start this as if I took out $1 million loan and I spent all $1 million setting this up for mining. We'll show you what we've got. We've got this thing, which is the gold trommel. So the gold trommel, and I fixed a few of the animations on this thing, but the gold trommel has diesel and water. Hold on, actually. It's missing something. A setting, info trigger. There you go. So it's water and diesel are right here. It's going to spawn pallets out front, pallets of the thing we get out of this. I forget what it's called, gold concentrate. And then it'll also spawn pallets of lime right here. And there's also a fill pipe at the end on this side, which we're going to get a slightly different recipe. So the base game version of this game, there's a mod in here I don't want in here. Anyways, the base game version of this has the incoming recipe, stones, diesel, and water. It's the same recipe. The outgoing recipe is going to be tumbled stone, like the washed stone. So it's not completely just disappearing into thin air. Lime and gold concentrate. It's still a lossy recipe because you're only getting out about 320 liters of stuff, where you're putting in 450 liters of stuff. So that's the way I want to play it. And that's the way we're going to play it. I did that change. He did not. We have a fuel tank set up. Right, this is Mr. Hector's fuel tank. I really like the look of this fuel tank. We've got a water tower because we need diesel and we need water for both this production and some of the other productions. We've got a diesel tank right here. We've got a water tank right here. And then we've got this building, which was there all along. But this building, it has a secret. This building is actually a heap spawner. So if I click this button, right? And I guess I could show you. I click this button. I'm going to turn on the heap spawning. Wait, how do I click it? I forget. Oh, click with this. So this is a mine shaft. And I walk up to it. It says power on the mine shaft, right? This is the power thing. Power on the mine shaft. I power on the mine shaft and it starts heap spawning rocks. I'm going to power it off for now, but basically we can still do mining. The idea is we can still do mining and looking for gold even once we've cleared out all of these things. So it's not like once you clear out all the rocks, you're done. You can't do any more mining. Once we're done, we can turn this on right here and it'll turn on the heap spawner and we'll be able to spawn out rocks and continue with the gold mining sorting and make it infinite instead of finite. Right now it's finite. I like it to be infinite. This is the gold smelter. This is the same one from the base game. I forgot to clean out inside the building, but whatever. We can do that today. And then this is one of the drop points. We need to clean up this right here and flatten this area out so that you can get to the water drop area, which is right here. And we're going to be living out of this trailer, which is by Carl TG. It's a forestry service trailer. This is the one that actually has the vehicle service plug-in script thing going on it. Come on, go up the stairs. Come on, go up the stairs. This is Carl TG's trailer. We've got bunk beds. We've got water, coffee, TV, all that kind of stuff. And the way I've done it is we put a sleep trigger right here so I can sleep right here in front. This is a custom sleep trigger that I made just for this. We also have this right here, which is the gold wash plant. No, this is the gold smelter. This is the wash plant, which is this thing, which converts the gold concentrate and water incoming. 2,000 gold concentrate, 500 water, a lot of water, and then creates gold dust. And then it'll spawn the gold dust pallets out right here, which you bring into this building, into the input, and then you create gold bars. That's how the thing works. The only thing I'm not doing, the only thing I changed was this gold trommel actually outputs the tumbled stone. And so I will have to actually, it doesn't just give me gold basically for free. I'm going to have to actually deal with the gold, the stone that I process through here and sell it. It doesn't sell very well, whatever but I'm going to have to transport it and sell it. The other thing I added here is this little bridge. And I actually made this bridge sort of from other stuff. But basically, is it the bridge? Yeah. So the bridge is set up here with a support on the end. And this bridge is here so that I can back up a trailer and dump it into the gold trommel instead of having to use a telehandler to get into it. And I've kind of leveraged the terrain, the way the terrain is here, to put the trommel underneath, put the bridge above, and that way I can just dump stuff in. Pretty cool. So let's start off by filling up our vehicles, filling up our buildings, the trommel at least, with what we need to use the building. Now, I don't know if I can use both of these will work. I think they will work. Nope, that one's not going to work. That trailer doesn't hook up to my hitch. This one does. I think the other one I have to do with the skid steer. That's fine. So we're going to start off by total capacity 35,000, and it's empty. So I actually don't have any. Gosh, I have to buy fuel. I only have like 30 grand. We're going to buy 10,000 liters of fuel because we're going to need it, which uses up most of my money. So basically that whatever that thing was, the makes the sound, the horn. Yeah, horn thing. We just use that to buy fuel. I didn't even think of that until just now. And then we're going to back up into it. Now, this is a custom version of Mr. Hector's thing. Because the default one, the fill triggers are so big around it that you couldn't have the fuel tank and the water tower next to each other. I want the fuel tank and the water tower next to each other, so I made the trigger smaller. While that's filling up, it's going to take a while. Still filling up. Cool. We're going to go down the hill and see what we're doing for mining. So for mining, we've got ourselves a Massey Ferguson skid steer. We've got a weight on the back. We've got the jackhammery thing for jackhammering the rocks. We've got a bucket to pick it up. And we've got a 8,000 liter trailer, which happens to have some rock in it for transporting. Now, this thing can pull this trailer full up the hill. It's obviously going to be slow. It's obviously going to kind of suck, but we're in to suck right now. The idea here is not to have fun. The idea is to kind of struggle a little bit. So we're going to start off by struggling for a while. One of the things that I have found over time, and you guys probably know this, but I'm not a big fan of playing maps like and just giving myself everything. I'm not a big fan of playing new farmer mode, right? And the main reason is I feel like I should struggle. Why is this? Hold on, are the keybinds messed up? I think the keybinds are messed up. Settings. Controls. K and M. Yes, it's supposed to be K and M. Is map overriding it or something? We'll put map to control M. Save controls. Okay. There we go. It's like, why is that not working? So we're going to break some rocks, fill up our trailer, and start the process. And that's where we're going. You guys have any questions about other edits that did I unfold the hammer? No, I didn't unfold the hammer. Do you have to unfold the hammer? I don't think you do. No, it was like, the keybind was messed up, and for some reason the M key was bound to map. Which, while I like that idea, I must have done that at another time, not realizing that I needed it for the controls. And of course, I play with a keyboard and mouse, so I don't actually have my wheel hooked up right now. And one of the other things we're going to do is we're going to take the polished stone, or whatever it's called, polished stone, and we're going to paint the ground with the stone that we're producing from this, because, and I actually edited the list of, I edited this list of stuff, and we're going to probably use this one, concrete pebbles. And because this is all of this is sand and mud, it's really, really hard to drive up and down. So as we process our rocks and get it through the trommel, we're going to use some of what's in the trommel, or what comes out of the trommel, to pave the roads, to make it easier to drive up and down. Because the terrain deformation on this map is pretty intense, in all honesty. Yeah, I didn't unfold the hammer. I didn't realize it had to be unfolded. I may have unfolded it when I placed the hammer on the map. Right? Because obviously this stuff didn't exist on the map, and I placed it on the map when I was testing. Oh, that's really cool. Not. So I may have unfolded it. I don't remember. And so all we've got right now is this little skid steer and the that truck. Northern Farm Sim. I will have to reach out to him because I made it work that way, where if it's used to bring stone up from the mine, then either a heap spawner is the right way to do it, or set it up like a silo so that you have a dump point somewhere down here where you dump it in and then you take it out up there, so you don't have to transport it up the hill. Now, either one of those ways would work, and I will reach out to Wilderness Studio and see if he wants me to help him set it up that way, because I got it to work as a heap spawner that you can turn on and off, which, by the way, is the first time I've ever figured out how to turn on and off a heap spawner. It was not easy. But yeah, if he wants to use what I did, I would happily share any of the stuff that I did to customize for my map. So I'm happy to share with him. If anyone wants to throw a link to my stream over to him somehow, feel free. I'm happy to help. I would love to help. And this map's awesome. So I'm excited about this map. I loved Elk Mountain a lot. And so we're going to put this over here, get this kind of out of the way. And then we're going to come over here. We got to wait for our skid steer. There we go. McCary says we don't have to unfold the jackhammer. Okay, well, guess not. So the only thing about this map that's going to drive us crazy is all of this terrain deformation stuff. Because, yeah. Because we're spinning our wheels here. Due to the like, I mean, it's so like severe. Now I get it because it's sand, right? It's sand. That makes sense for it to deform, but yeah, eventually I'd definitely like to get better equipment down here. Maybe a regular loader. And a dump truck. I have a dump truck picked out that's not very expensive. I can never get the angle of these buckets right so that it picks up the stone. I just can't do it. Like, there's all this stone on the ground and I'm just like pushing it around. I'm not picking it up. I feel like it's working against me, which is going to make this whole start really hard to do. Well, it wasn't that full. It was like 1,800 liters out of 2,000. But I get your point. Oh, there's another rock without collisions. There's a lot of rocks that I've found on this map so far that just don't have collisions. I need to get, I believe Farm Sim Tim has a... See, like, why can't I scrape the ground? Okay. Like all of this is rock that I should be able to pick up, and I can't pick it up. Like, it works sometimes. Like, if I get the angle just right, it works sometimes. The rest of the time, not so much. I'm going to take that little bit that I have and go with it. I have to do it uphill? Maybe. Doing it downhill doesn't work? That's a good call. But anyways, let's back it up. Drop that there. Whoa. Drop that there. This is our first load of rocks. Whoops. And so we didn't fill it up completely. You gotta like be tactical on when you're climbing this hill to stay on the gravel, kind of. Because you don't have traction on all the stuff that deforms. So if you drive around the outside like this, you can actually get up some speed. And I'll have to check to see if this truck can pull this up the hill. Because I think the truck has more horsepower than this thing does. Oh, and I forgot the charcoal processor right here. We're going to have to cut down some trees to use the charcoal processing feature. But it also, one of the other big changes that I made to the map, which we'll do in a bit, is that all of the stumps that you see around the map, all of the stumps are crushable. Okay, this truck is now in my way. Okay, let's do this goes here. I'm hoping this truck can tow that trailer, because that skid steer is really struggling. Let's bring it over here. All right. Now the question is, why is it getting stuck? I think it's getting stuck because of the steep terrain. So let's change the angle. Let's go across the hill. I did test this. I did drive up this hill and I got up successfully once. with the skid steer in the trailer. And it was, oh. All right, I'm gonna try to switch to the truck. Maybe the truck will have some better luck than the skid steer. I hope this truck can connect. I mean, it's a ball hitch, so it might not. Yeah, I wish someone would fix, like, release a mod that fixes the bucket physics. Crap. I should, but I'm starting off with a... Maybe I can just bump it over the hill. This'll do it. What's really needed is to pave this area. If this area was paved or gravel, I think it would have enough to do it. Yeah, one of the reasons I picked the Massey Ferguson skid steer was actually because it has a hitch, so that not only can it tow things, but it can have a weight attached to it, right? But I also wanted to use older equipment. So as you see, most of the equipment that I have is either old or that style. Specifically because that's how I wanted to play. The Forest Joker, while I like that mod and I think it's great, it uses the brand new Kubota skid steer, and maybe we can upgrade that to that eventually. But I did want to kind of struggle a bit to start. Kind of like playing. The other thing is I've been, you know, as I was saying, I've been playing Out of Ore because Bruce was playing that yesterday. I'm like, oh, that is actually not the game. For some reason, I saw someone playing Out of Ore a long time ago, and I thought it was all completely, the entire game was hand tools, and I was like, that's boring. I saw someone playing on multiplayer Out of Ore, and all they were doing was mining with pickaxes, and I'm like, it's just Minecraft. That's stupid. And then I realized when Bruce was playing that it's way more involved than that. And it's made by North Modding Company, who's a modding company a modding group that I respect, and does a lot of really great mods for Farm Sim. So I've actually started playing it, and the funny thing is I went the tutorial, and the first thing I did was start one of the harder maps on a hardcore mode. Like, I like struggling. I like the slow build up. I don't like starting off with $1 billion and being able to buy all the fancy equipment. I always like to actually work my way up through a game. So while you're leveling up or skilling up or whatever it is, you're also learning how the game works, and you slowly build your way up to whatever the goal of that game is. And I think the same thing applies for here, where I want to kind of struggle and, you know, do things the hard way initially because that's how I want to do it. All right, let's look here. Let's look at the gold trommel. We have, it's almost full of diesel. I upped the capacity of this thing too, because it was too slow. And then we're going to activate this. And it's going to start creating the gold concentrate and creating the tumbled stone. Now the tumbled stone is going to come. The tumbled stone is going to come out the side, and then we're going to use that to pave this area initially. And I'm just going to dump it on the ground and then use the paintbrush tool to smooth it out. And we're going to pretend that I had it paved. Since this game doesn't have any functionality for actually using stone as gravel. Unless you're using Terraform. Because this whole parking lot with all of the mud and sand is not gonna hang for us. Oh, that's cool. It's showing the water pouring out the end. Oh, I love that. I've never seen another water tank do that. Where it's actually showing the water coming out. All right, have a good one, Northern Farm Sim. Thanks for stopping in. I greatly appreciate it. If you end up seeing Wilderness Studio, have him reach out to me. I'm happy to share with him what I did, and he could maybe release it as an update for everyone. If that's what he wants. I did it so it's portable, so he could try it out on his own map if he wants without changing anything. It will require a new game save though, because this building is not a placeable. It's built into the map. So yeah. We're going to drop off some water at the other places where we need to drop off water. I did make this gold wash plant thing here. I made a custom version of it that I can put on right up next to the other one. For some reason, the way Wilderness Studios set up all of these buildings is he has triggers on all sides of the building, which kind of makes them hard to place. Are you guys, is everyone else experiencing this bug where you have, if you have a liquid container, it doesn't continuously dump unless you're moving? I don't know if it's something I did or something that's wrong with my game, but for some reason I can't dump from any liquid container, whether it's fuel or like digestate or milk or tanker trucks. It doesn't matter, all of them. I can't dump out of them unless I'm moving. It's very, very strange. And I just don't understand why. One thing about moving around a water trailer with a skid steer is it's super easy to jackknife it. Look at this thing. I think it has something to do with the way a water trigger works, and the fact that most water trailers like compress slightly when they have less in them or something. And I think that's what's doing it. What we really need is a tractor, right? to be able to pull these tanks and that trailer up the hill, because doing it with a skid steer, while it does work, is not really that great. So maybe after we get things going up here, maybe we get ourselves a tractor. I would be down for buying a tractor. See, it's stopping. I have to move back and forth in the trigger, or else it just stops. All right, I don't really need to use that one very much. Let's park this up here, I guess. I don't know, is there? I don't think there is. And it's never worked that way before. It just started happening recently. Like within the past 6 months or so. I don't play Farm Sim enough to really notice exactly when it happened. But it is definitely really annoying. Alright, so let's do that. We got everything going. But what we really need is a tractor. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a... and maybe like a baler or a lawnmower or something, so we can mow that field. Because I can't leave a field not mowed. We have the Alice Chandler's 200, which is only 14 grand. I haven't used this one very much. 104 horsepower. A D21, which is my favorite, is 20 grand. We don't have enough for that. So this one we can't get yet. And we can't get this one either because it's 14 grand. This one is only 63 horsepower, but we can afford it. But I mean, if we look at our vehicles we have now, we need it to be stronger than the Massey Ferguson, which is 108 horsepower. So we need it to be stronger than this thing. So I don't think it makes sense if we're going to get a tractor to get that. Let me look, see what else I have. I don't know what else I have installed here. I have like a preset idea of what I want to use for equipment. That's 80,000. This thing's 43. This is the truck I want to use. Oh, thanks, McGarrett. Thanks. I would like to eventually use this truck, because this truck, I love the fact that finally somebody made a truck with actual off-road tires for a farming game. Like, that seems like a logical thing to do, and they did. Whoever did this, hats off for actually making this semi truck with actual real off-road tires, right? Heavy duty tires. I'm excited about using that. How much was that actually? 72 grand. That's not that expensive. And I obviously, I always like these trucks that have the multiple beds, where they have a spreader, a flatbed, a liquid tanker, a dump bed, and a fuel tanker. I will obviously, like I always do, duplicate the salt spreader and turn it into a fertilizer spreader also, because that just makes sense. Why would you have just a salt spreader when you could also have a fertilizer spreader? But whatever. We might use that eventually. This is out of our budget, but it does have... this is like... it only has 3,000 liters, so it doesn't really take very much, but it looks funny. This is one of my favorite trucks of all time. this JCB, and I've actually updated it to be colorable because, I mean, it's me, right? And we could use that, but I think I want to use this thing. Anyways, we don't have a truck or a tractor that has enough power to get up that hill. The other thing we can do, oh no, damn it. Because I did the work to update this to make it colorable. That was the other thing I was planning on doing, is switch upgrading to the Volvo stuff, right? And using this truck. I thought that'd be fun for this playthrough. But I'd need $50,000 to buy it, and I don't have $50,000. This, again, 140 horsepower. It is the right horsepower, but it's also not outside of our price range. So we're kind of screwed until... Let's look at our things. How much tumbled stone? All right. Oh, we are empty already. Deactivate. So we've processed our first layer, I guess. Unfortunately, that pickup truck doesn't have a dump bed, or else I'd use the pickup truck's dump bed. All right. You guys had an idea on a suggestion on the bucket to go uphill? Oh, it's filling. Slowly. This is so dumb. Like, why is this not picking up? Now it's like pouring out. This right here, honestly, is why I always revert to using like auto load belts. Because this kind of crap never works the way it's supposed to. I just want a bucket that actually picks stuff up. Seriously? Giants, how hard is that? How hard is it to get realistic bucket physics? Yeah, the tool indicator mod is the one I'm looking for. I meant to get it before we started this playthrough. I totally forgot. That one's by Farm Sim Tim. He was actually working on that right at the end of of FS22, and I was helping with it a little bit. But yeah, that would be... See, that's annoying. Why do the rock walls not have collision? Yeah, those are... You, Mr. Tim? Is this Farm Sim Tim, Mr. Tim? Because I was just talking about you like 30 seconds ago. Yes, they are breakable into stone. This is Elk River map by Wilderness Studio, which I've been waiting for since I heard about it. Very excited to play this map. There are a few little quirks about this map so far. None of them are groundbreaking or game breaking, but like there's a bunch of stuff like because he started building this in Farm Sim 22, there's been a few things that have not made the transition between 22 and 24 correctly, and one of those is collisions. There's a lot of things on this map that should have collisions and don't. Like the rocks on the side here. Is this a breakable rock? It is. Nice. Oh, that's right. That's right, Tim. Thank you very much for reminding me. It just happened. You happened to join right after I was talking about Farm Sim Tim, who's a friend of mine, who helps out with my translations. He's part of Farming Agency now, helping Farming Agency work on their... What's he working on? Maize Plus? For 25? Something like that? I don't remember. So we're going to go around and break some more rocks. Give ourselves some more stone to work with. Now, the one thing that's kind of a bummer about the breakable rock physics, and I wish Giants would fix this, but they don't. The rocks that spawn from the breakable rocks are not, they don't actually spawn in the same location in which you broke them. Sometimes they spawn like 10 feet away, which is just bad coding, honestly. You spawn the breakable rocks from the center point of the rock that you just broke, above the ground by a half a meter. Like, that's where they should be. We're gonna need, which one do we need charcoal for? Which one of these do I need so I have to use the charcoal processor, right? I updated it so it does for wood chips and for wood. And why is this 100% thing here? I guess it's got to be a mod. Gold trommel. This one needs charcoal, so making the gold bars needs charcoal. The gold trommel doesn't. So we're gonna need charcoal soon. Not soon, but eventually. I'm just going to put plenty of rocks on the ground to make it easier to pick up, so that I'm not trying to pick up like little teeny tiny pieces of rock that I can barely get to. So I believe all of these rocks are set up to drop between 1,200 or 1,200 to 2,000 liters of stone gravel. And there's a significant amount of rocks here, but it's not it's not enough to just do mining forever. You will run out of rocks, which is why I set up the that building to be a heap spawner. So eventually I can pick up the rock from up top and load it into the gold trommel via a belt or something. Seriously? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh, wrong button. This hill is ridiculous. We're gonna get rid of some of these stumps, and then we're gonna make charcoal from the wood from the stumps. We'll also use the skid steer for picking all that stuff up. So behind the scenes, Mr. Tim, I can answer that. And by the way, welcome in Mr. Fuji Thor and Mr. Tim. Thank you both for being here. Thanks for coming along. As far as how many strikes it takes to crack, I don't know. That's in the rock breaking logic. But this is custom to this my version of this map. This is not the way it works normally. These tree stumps, if anyone else is playing it, don't even have collisions. But my version of them drops wood chips. So that I can come back here with the skid steer bucket and the trailer and pick up all of these wood chips and bring them over to the gold processor thing. And see, that's what I mean about the spawning, right? This tree stump is right here, but the rock crushing logic spawned the wood chips like over there, like over that way, like way over there. And it's like, why? That doesn't make sense. Like, why spawn it so far away? I don't get it. Do I own this land? I don't think I do. I must. But I actually edited these into the map so that I turned all these tree stumps into be breakable and drop wood chips. The idea for this actually came from Bearhaven, which is one of Squiggles' maps, where he has palm trees that are breakable with this device to turn into wood chips. And I kind of like that mechanic. It would be much better if you could use a stump grinder to break them into wood chips, but since we're kind of like this, to get this to work, you're futzing the, like, hacking into the rock breaking logic. So logically, if you use a stump grinder on a stump, it should drop wood chips. Giants should have done that. The fact that I'm doing it this way is just because Giants didn't do that, and for whatever dumb reason. One of the other fun things you can do is with a lumberjack setting. So if you have lumberjack, settings, general settings, lumberjack, you can turn create wood chips on. And if you grind a tree stump with a chainsaw, it will create wood chips. So I actually really like that. And whoops, actually, I'll save. That's fine. I actually didn't even create a save game yet. I've been playing this whole time. I haven't even named my game save. Crop destruction off. I hate crop destruction. Screw crop destruction. Screw disaster destruction. Don't want that. Automatic engine start off. Fuel usage. Trailer fill limit off. Blah, blah, blah. AI workers don't ever buy anything. Let's make some actual changes to our save game file. But I wanted to actually do the work to get rid of them, Bruce. I mean, I agree. Like these, so all of these stumps are just decorative and they don't even have collisions. But I wanted to actually do the work to get rid of them, right? Like, I like doing the work. So I decided this was the way to do it. Instead of trying to figure out how to turn these into actual tree stumps so that I could use the lumberjack mod to do it, I decided to do it this way. Yeah. But it is good. I didn't know that, actually. That's actually good news for anyone else. So Bruce is saying for anyone else at the sawmill, there is a trigger somewhere to delete all of these stumps. Right? I'm putting in the work, and because I changed them to be this thing, I'm assuming that if we look at the map and go down to the sawmill, if we look around, we'll find it. No parking. This is where you dump the wood. One thing I found out is that a lot of these river rocks along the river are actually breakable rocks, which is kind of cool. See, we got more of these stumps all over the place. Where's the trigger? Oh, I bet you it's this. Sell wood. Oh, that's the sell wood trigger. That's to buy the sawmill. Over near the entrance. Oh, over here maybe? Ah, here it is. Sell this stump to delete all stumps on the map. How do you sell a stump? Oh, look, this one is also. Oh, I see. It's sell, like you click on it and sell it. Okay, I got it. All right, that's fine. We're not going to do that because we've already turned them into wood chippable stumps because I wanted that. Now, I don't even have a chainsaw. I don't have I don't have a winch. All I've got is this little skid steer and a bucket. So we're really kind of struggling our way through here. We're gonna have to come back and pick up all these wood chips too. That's gonna take some time. Oh my gosh. the sand with the terrain deformation on here is so... That would be a good idea for a mod. To have a mod that allows the user to edit the terrain deformation level for any map. Like for this map, I think it's too much. I want to be able to change that. Right? That makes sense. I want to be able to change the level of terrain deformation. If I don't like it, yeah, you've had plenty of... I haven't cut down any trees yet. I don't even own the forest yet. If we look, you can see the plot of land that I own. I own plot 19. No, why am I don't want to be create job. I own 19 and I've set up 19 to be the mine area plus all the grass around it. That's what I decided farmland 19 was going to be. And that's all I start with. I was beached for a second there. We'll get this one right here. Maybe one or two more, and then we'll start scooping it up. The other thing with the bucket thing is I feel that the... Whoops, wrong button. I feel that the bucket physics work worse for skid steers. I feel like they work pretty good for front loaders. And pretty good for... Like, it works pretty good for front loaders. So for some reason for skid steers, it's horrible. I don't know why. I just don't understand. So let's see. Mr. Tim says he hasn't pulled the trigger on season 2 yet. You know, I haven't either. I haven't pulled the trigger on season 2 yet either. I mean, I'll probably get it, but I haven't even been watching or caring about season 2, and that new pack of slurry spreading vehicles means nothing to me, so I don't care. Fuji's been busy. 950 trees. That's a lot. That's an insane amount of trees. I think the thing to remember, in all honesty, the one thing to remember about the season passes, right? And this is just me being real. I'm not being mean, I promise. But season passes, the whole reason Giants' season pass exists, and this is true, is it exists to have a mechanism for Giants to bring brand deals into the game. That's the only reason it exists. It's a way for them to have a vehicle for signing up a company and giving that company the privilege of being a DLC, right? That's how they do it. That's how they market it. That's how they don't actually market it to us like that. They market it to us like, oh, new equipment. Oh, we're doing the best thing ever, blah, 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 blah. But the reality of it is that's how they bring brand deals into the game, right? It's nothing more than a money grab. And the only thing that's not brand deal related in the season pass is the map at the end. But the map at the end is the only part of it that's not a brand deal, right? And so it's double. It's not just money in their pocket. That's the thing to remember. It's double money in their pocket, right? How much is in this trailer? 4,000 liters. Let's go to 6,000 and then go up the hill. Maybe 6,000 will be a little bit more manageable. It's double money in their pocket because they're getting paid by the brands that they're partnering with, and they're getting paid by the player for when the player purchases the DLC. So they're getting paid twice. And don't get me wrong, it's a great way to partner with brands to get them into the game. I get it. I understand. They got to make money somehow. But it's not like they're giving us these DLCs out of the goodness of their heart. They're literally... Whoops. It's literally just a vehicle mechanism for brand deals. I mean, that's what it seems like from the outside, from an outsider's perspective. I obviously don't know anything about the internals of Giants. I don't know how they run their business. But from an external perspective, and from what we see as players, that's what we see. We don't see altruism. We see them giving us stuff that we don't want just to get a new partner into the game. Now, every once in a while, those DLCs include functionality that's either unique to those brands or becomes base game functionality, such as the Kubota DLC last year, which gave us the what's it called? The passenger script, right? The ability to have passengers in your vehicle. But in precision farming, which was paid for by John Deere so that we can get that John Deere sprayer in the game. But for the most part, from what it seems to us, it's just a money grab. And for the most part, we don't even want that stuff. Like the Plains and Prairie one, I guess maybe because it brought Ford and some versatile stuff into the game. That was pretty cool. If you like Ford and you like the Ford brand and you wanted to support the Ford brand, that's cool. And they're also allowing Ford mods into the game now, which is pretty cool. So all the Ford stuff isn't Lizard branded anymore. So I guess that's a benefit, but you know, the only thing that's part of the year pass that's not a money grab is the map. And don't get me wrong, but the maps have been pretty cool. I think Kin Lake's a great map. It introduced new mechanics, the fishing mechanic. It introduced, you know, fish food. It introduced fish farming. And all of those things are cool. And they're cool features, and I'm happy they're in the game. But they're also not... they're not really required. And what I mean by that is they make the game more complete, but they don't really add value. Like, we're playing a farming game. Who cares about fish? Right? Who cares if I can have a fishing rod? Is it just so you can have a fishing rod like every other farm game that's on Steam? Like, is that why they did it? I don't know. To me, it's cool and it's fun for about 5 seconds, but like, they added the fishing mechanic with the least amount of effort possible. Like, there's multiple types of fish, and the only thing to do with the fish is to sell them right away. You can't put them in your inventory. You can't get like legendary fish. You can't use those fish in recipes. None of that. Like, they added fish and fish farm. They added fishing with a fishing rod, and it's basically a time sink. Aw, come on. Damn it. Yeah, it's basically just a time sink. I'm never getting those wood chips off that wall. Yeah. Yeah, they still do, and again, Kin Lake is awesome if you look past all of the dumb crap they did. Like the fact that they introduced a map with a new lumber mechanic, right, with the firewood, but there's almost no trees on the entire map that you can actually cut down with a tree harvester. So, did you forget that one of the mechanics of the game is logging, and that a lot of people like logging? Did you forget that? And then you just... like, I don't understand what's going through their head sometimes, because it just doesn't make sense. This combination right here with this farm tech trailer, which is the base game trailer, and a skid steer is actually a pretty good combination for doing exactly what I'm doing, right? Just driving around, picking up stuff. The skid steer can pull the trailer. It doesn't look too janky. I could probably... do these. Yeah, this skid steer is awesome. This is this one was in 22 also, It's by Black Sheep Modding. It's the Massey Ferguson 711. And it comes with attachments. It comes with a bucket. You can have a forestry cage on it. It's got great wheel settings. It's got chains on the tires and stuff like that. It is a solid skid steer. And it has enough power, it has enough oomph, and it has the best part is it comes with a weight for the back, which a lot of skid steers don't do. Coming with a weight, when it comes with weight, that's always a good thing. And I think it works pretty good from first person too. I think I got most of those wood chips. It works really good from first person view too. With or without the cab. This is not the default color. It does have color selection options. It has a few different colors you can set it to. It does not support default colors unless you have my mod, which is actually submitted to Mod Hub and should be coming out hopefully sometime in the next 6 months or so. That was a jab at Giants in case you missed it. See, wood chips pick up perfectly fine. Why can't rocks pick up like this? Oops. To me, like, if I was gonna live on if I ever bought a farm, I would want a skid steer like this. I would totally want a skid steer, and I would get one exactly like this. I wouldn't want one with a full cage. I wouldn't want one with a cabin. I would want something open like this, and something that I can use for all the tasks on the farm. This is the kind of skid steer I would want. And I don't even know if you can actually buy them modern ones. But if you could, that's what I would want. Just live somewhere warm. Yeah, I would have to live somewhere warm. So I'm originally from the Boston area, and Boston just had a really crazy, Boston as well as a lot of the states had a really crazy snowstorm about a month ago. And so I got a lot of like suggestions on Instagram and stuff like that for watching like snow related stuff, snow removal related stuff. And all of the stuff that's going on with all of those areas, right? And one of the things I thought was really cool is some guy, he went to like Home Depot and he rented a skid steer and he just drove around town helping people shovel their driveways just to be nice. And people would like give him tips and stuff like that, but he didn't really request it. He was just helping them shovel their driveway because it was like not just snow, it was ice. And like, and he had quite a few videos on his channel of just helping the communities around him deal with the crazy snow. Now it's hard to tell because the wood chips are the same color as the ground cover here, but I think I got those. I think I got everything. So the one thing I was thinking of making, but I never got a chance to make, and McGarrett, this would be something you could probably do, is for this mod, I want to take the weight attachment thing that goes on the back. Right? I want to, oh wait, I should bring the trailer with me, shouldn't I? I want to take the weight, a 3-point attacher would be cool, but what would be even better is take the weight attachment for this mod and alter it to, instead of having weights on it, have another version of it that has a winch on it. So you have an attachable winch that attaches to a skid steer, to this kind of hitch, because this type of hitch is on almost all skid steers and front loaders. So to have an attachable winch that you could use for forestry that specifically hooks up to a pin hitch, and it wouldn't be raising and lowering, it would just be like you wouldn't be able to raise and lower it. It would just be just like like an off-road winch, but as long as it's enough to pull one tree. And I think that's what we're going to do with our money. So we need a way to make money to be able to buy a tractor. And to do that, I think I'm going to buy one more vehicle. Why are the wood chips just as heavy as the freaking... There is no traction here. God, the ground here is driving me insane. All right. So if I wanted to repave all of this with gravel, how much gravel would it take? Let's decide in chat. So everyone who's still here, how much gravel do I need to create? Do I need to make and dump on the ground to be able to repave this whole thing in gravel? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. How much gravel should I produce so that I can get out of this hellhole? The first thing we're going to do is the hill. So let's start with that. The up and down is 8,000 liters enough for the ramp. What do you guys think? Is 8,000 liters enough? Why is the trigger not working? I tested this too. Son of a monkey. It's not working. I guess we'll do it next time. I'll fix it. All right. Mr. Tim put in some votes. 8,000 liters for the ramp and 10 to 15 for each pad. That's fair, I think. Which means I'm going to have to do at least one more load up and down. Another 4K for the landing down here. I can't even move forward at all. We'll do forestry and mowing and stuff like that next time. I'm going to leave it on the same day in the game save. I think down here we're going to need to use either a front loader. We will try with a front loader instead of the skid steer at some point. Once we can make some money. But I have a feeling we're going to need to move to an auto load kind of like winch thing or whatever it's called. Or we can also try turning down the train deformation. I don't know how to do that though, so I will have to figure that out. I'm sure I could figure it out. Okay. Have a good one, Mr. Tim. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming in. And thanks for all the comments. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, we're supposed to get some rain tonight too. It might be raining now. I don't know. So let's see. McGarrett says there is a winch. There is a skid steer winch. Do you attach instead of the bucket? Oh, that's not bad. McGarrett, send me the link for that. I would be down for that. The other idea I had for winching duties. Which I have not tested. My other idea was to use this. The lizard big bear. Because this thing has a winch option. Doesn't it? I swear it had a winch option. Foot support, sticker, seat. I swear one of these quads, maybe it isn't the big bear, maybe it's the other one. I think I have two of them on here. One of them has an actual winch. This one shows that it has a winch, but it's 95 grand. We're looking for something cheap. We could obviously use this eventually. We still don't have enough money to buy it though. And we also don't have anything with 3-point. But what we really need is like just a way to have a winch. We just need a winch. That's all we need. This truck had an option for a winch. But I ended up not using that truck because it was too South American for me. I'll definitely use it on the South American type playthrough. You know what? I've actually been pretty solid with this thing without using the what's it called? Without using the weight. You almost don't need the weight. Gosh, this is so painful. And the worst thing is that the terrain deformation also affects when you're driving over the stones. I wonder if having a full... I got an idea here. I got an idea. I'm going to create more traction. So instead of driving up the hill with this trailer, I'm going to drive up with the bucket attached. This is my grand idea. I'm going to drive up the hill with the bucket attached and a full load of stones in the front. Now this could be like the ultimate error of my ways, but it could also be really smart. So let's just do that. 6,500 liters, 65%, 1,300 liters. Does this help or hurt? Because it's creating more traction on the front tires. That's my logic. By having something in the front, it'll create more weight at the front, which may give me more traction. The hard part is always this last little bit. I wonder if the chain option actually gives me more traction. This little thing, skid steer, is really trying. I can't, come on. I can't believe that worked. We actually made it up with almost a full trailer, plus an additional 1,400 liters in the bucket. We could also try the chains. Let's try the chains. See if the chains give us more traction. I'm pretty sure this mod has chains. We'll find out. It was smooth over the last 5 meters. Yeah, pretty much. Don't you love my bridge? I'm so happy that this bridge thing worked out. My little bridge over the dump spout. I always try to find ways to do things the simple way and not the hard way. Same thing with that out of ore game. In the out of ore game, I'm also doing the same thing. I took my hopper or whatever it's called, and I buried it in the ground. So I just drive up to it and dump. I don't actually have to lift up my bucket. All right, let's add the chains. Let's add the chains. Customize. All right. Wheel setup. So tracks. So it's the smaller wheels, but tracks. I don't know. It's going to cost us $600. We don't have that much money. All right. I mean, if this helps us get up that stupid hill... Actually, how am I doing as far as whether this thing is full or not? Is this full or not? Gold trommel. Okay, I have plenty of space. Let's... activate it. We've got 15,000 liters of stones now to go through. I mean, even if it does give us a benefit of traction, we still have all of these rocks that we can't pick up with a stupid bucket. And that is almost more annoying than not being able to get up the hill. Whoops. So either way, we're going to have to find a way to make money to be able to buy proper equipment. We're going to have to get the tool height leveler or whatever it's called mod for sure. All right. Yeah, this is just stupid annoying. It really is. Like, it's not... Like, I shouldn't... The fact that the ground is not flat shouldn't matter. If I'm scooping a bucket... Like, don't pour out of the bucket. I'm literally blocked by stupid farm sim physics. Like, it's stopping me from playing the game. You know, that's not a bad idea, Bruce. Like, just the problem is that the bucket's collision is making it not work. And so maybe the answer is editing the bucket so that it goes into the ground a little bit. And then you can keep the bucket level while getting it below the ground level. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe the answer is editing the bucket to work better. But I mean, there's like 60,000 liters of stones on the ground here. And I'm like trying to get to fill a trailer full. You know what I mean? It's not working very well. Yeah. And I kind of don't want to do terraform. No offense to terraform, but I don't want to do ground deformation. Like, I don't want to do the mining part of terraform. I would be okay to do it. But I don't want that to be the reason I play. In all honesty, I think that those kind of mechanics in Out of War work so much better than here that I don't want to waste my time learning Terraform just to be able to use something that should be base game mechanics. To me, that's annoying, right? To have to use a mod to get a base game mechanic to work. Like, that's just a failure of the game. And a failure of Giants. And so I'd much rather, if this isn't working, and if we can't get any kind of bucket scooping to work here, I'll just go with an auto load belt. But in all honesty, it might be the skid steer. Might be the way the skid steer's bucket collision works, or doesn't work. But like this right here, like I should be able to... I'm really frustrated with this. All right, we did this last time. I feel like I have less traction with these stupid chains. I don't feel like it's more traction. I feel like it's less. Well, let's see. We're going to do the hill climb again with the trailer and see if the chains help. The tires are glitching through the chains. All right, here's the point which we always fail. Yeah, maybe the answer is to just try it with a front loader, and you know, maybe do something next time. And we're at the end of our stream, so I mean, we actually got up a little bit better that time with the chains on. So I'll leave the chains on for now. What we really need is just, we need a front loader. We need an actual trailer for moving rocks that's designed for moving rocks. And the skid steer can just be relegated to the stump grinding and the, or the stump, yeah, the stump, I wouldn't call it stump grinding. And the other thing. And the breaking the rocks. But having an actual truck, I think, to move the rocks is our next purchase. With obviously with more power. Obviously with more power. Yeah. But to be fair, we did finally, even though we struggled a lot, we did get a lot of this stuff going. And so, in all honesty, I think the best thing to do is later. We have a bunch of trees that are on our property, right? So if we jump down here, and you see where the grass ends, a lot of these trees that are kind of right on the edge, including, I think, most of these, a lot of these birch trees and like these pine trees in here, or spruce trees, all of these are ours. So we can cut all of these down, and if we, you know, get our sawmill, maybe bring the put my industrial sawmill down, and just as a sell point, and just not as a production really, but as a sell point, and just drag wood to it and sell it. That might be the way to go. So maybe we'll do that next time, make some money, and be able to buy some better equipment, which means we need a winch. So hopefully I can find that winch McGarrett was talking about, for the skid steer, or maybe make one, who knows. And I'll try to fix whatever's going on with this, that we can't get the rocks out appropriately. This is the gold concentrate, by the way. So these are the gold concentrate. It's not, you can't pick it up. So we're gonna have to auto load it, I guess, and bring it up to the wash plant. We can try to do that right now, actually. I don't know if auto load is gonna work on this truck, but we're gonna certainly try. We could actually get forks for the skid steer and actually pick it up with the skid steer too, I guess. Control group. Auto load is there. Trailer type standard, unloading position standard. Save vehicle settings. Save. Yeah, universal auto load is not working. So we'll have to figure out another way to get with this truck. So we'll have to figure out another way to get those pallets up to the gold wash plant. But we did get started. We got a bunch of stuff going. We're going to have to figure out this little factory here. The charcoal processor. We have wood chips in it, and so we need to start creating those. We need to add diesel into it. Into this also. God, everything needs diesel. To make the wood chips, so we can get the charcoal going for the third stage. But other than that, we have a lot to do. We have to figure this. Look at this ground. This is insanity. It's insane. I mean, I get it. It's very cool. It's a cool feature that you have to work around. I like that. And I like the fact that I have to do something about it, in all honesty. But it's insane. And I think that I wish more maps would actually use this kind of logic, because yeah, it is configured. I did shift R. It wasn't working. I don't know. But yeah, we'll get it to be gravel. We'll get it to look kind of like this, and we'll use our gravel for that, and then we'll sell it. And we'll create a sell point for our gravel. I was actually thinking of putting a sell point in the bottom of this pit just for something funny, so we can sell the extra gravel into this pit. I thought that would be kind of funny. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's going to be it for me tonight. I'm going to head out a little bit past my time, but thank you all for watching. Thank you for coming along for our new save on Elk River. I will do my best not to play until next time. We're going to keep the same day. We're at 1:48 in the afternoon. We're saving right now, and we'll come back to this next time, and I will test fixing the map on another save. But until next time, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for coming along. Special thank you to all our AI members. You guys keep this channel alive. I'm humbled by all of your support. Thank you so much. If you'd like to join the AI group at any one of the levels, click the membership button down below. It's only a couple bucks a month, and it supports this channel. Thank you so much for all your support. And as always, thanks for watching. Hit me up on Discord if you have any questions or suggestions, and I'm expecting a message from McGarrett on that winch if you find it. Thank you for that. Thank you. Bye-bye.